And now your team can be doing weekly videos without you having to do anything.
You're listening to ChiroCandy, the podcast of sweet chiropractic success. Now, here's your host, Billy Sticker.
On this episode of the ChiroCandy Podcast, we're going to be talking about tech and marketing and what's changing coming up here for 2025. You're probably like a lot of other business owners, right? Whether you're a chiropractor or you're in healthcare or you just own a business, we tend to get in these routines where we get up every morning at the same time, we're doing the same thing, and then we're going to work and we're doing our duties. We're doing our stuff and trying to get ahead, right? Trying to serve our clients, serve our patients, and just be able to do this thing that we call entrepreneurship, that we call business, and take care of our employees and take care of our, of our clients and things. And there's a lot of stuff changing, and it amazes me how many people don't know a lot about these things. And it's really just because I'm so interested in it. And every single day, I'm getting updates on new AI tools and all this kind of stuff. And I actually have a couple of pretty big presentations coming up in the next couple of months for some very high-end groups where I'm talking about how it is we can use AI in business. And so I want to talk about that today. But I want you to understand this, and this is very important. I actually say this to our team all the time. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. The day and age we live in is incredible. The tools and opportunities that we have available. We actually have a new tool right now where we can actually take, anybody that goes to your website, they don't have to fill anything out. We put this tracking code on your website. Someone visits your website, we capture their name, email, phone number, and sometimes multiple email addresses and multiple phone numbers that are associated with that device and that IP address. Now, these aren't people that you want to call, but we can now start targeting them on social media, which we can do that anyway with tracking pixels, just like Facebook pixels. But something else we can do is now we can drop a postcard in the mail. They go to your site, they don't fill out any information, but 2 days later, they get a postcard in the mail from your office. And the postcard looks just like the ads that they're seeing on Facebook and Instagram. All that stuff's possible now. And even another tool that we have available is someone can go to Google in your town and they can type in chiropractor near me, headache near me, testosterone replacement near me, whatever it is. They don't have to fill out any other information. We get a list, name, email, phone number. They don't even have to go to your website. And we actually get that information. And now we can take that, put it in Facebook and Instagram, and build retargeting audiences of people who've done that. And we can drop them a postcard in the mail. Same type thing. And you know that this is happening. You know it's being done to you because you'll look something up and then competitors of whatever you looked up now start advertising to you on Facebook. This is how they're doing it. And historically, this has only been available for these very, very large brands that have very deep pockets that can do marketing like this. Well, now those tools are available to everyday business owners if you're in the know and you know how to use them and how to be able to find these. So these are some things that we can do. But just because we can do these doesn't mean we should. So when it comes to AI, people are always asking, how do I use it? And just because there are all these tools out there doesn't mean you should be using them. So whenever I'm coaching anybody on using AI, what I like to say is it's all based on outcome. Every team member that you have, they're responsible for producing an outcome. And it should be the same thing with any type of AI tool. Whenever you go through your processes and what needs to be done every day, there's a certain outcome that you need. And so what you do is you look at all these processes and then you think, is there anything that can be replaced by AI? It's very important now more than ever to really document your systems and processes. Because if you have really good SOPs, we see these tools coming out now. OpenAI just released, they had Operator that came out a week or so ago, which is an agent. It will actually, you can tell it, hey, I want you to book a reservation at this restaurant. and it can actually browse the internet, go to the restaurant, book a reservation, do all that for you. That's just one use case. It can actually get you concert tickets and things like that. It is helping produce an outcome. It's actually going out and completing tasks for you. Last night, as I'm recording this, last night, Sam Altman was in Japan and they announced deep research. I actually was watching this live when they released it, and sure enough, it shows up today on everybody's ChatGPT accounts. If you have one of the higher paid tiers. And what this is, deep research allows you to actually go through and complete very, very detailed tasks. So this isn't something where, like, typically if you do ChatGPT, you put in, a prompt or you ask it a question and it spits something out immediately. This is taking sometimes 5 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe even a couple of hours, depending on the task. And that's actually good because it's actually going out and tackling these projects just like a human would, and it's putting more thought and stuff into it. So how does that tie into your SOPs? If you have your SOPs really, really dialed in, there will come a time, probably sometime this year, or if not in the very near future, where you're going to be able to take your systems and processes for whatever that skill is, whatever that job is, and you will be able to upload it in some type of AI, and it's going to be able to follow that step by step and complete that task for you. That's really, when you look at Operator, that's what it has to do. If you can give it a very, very detailed task, there's a lot of the steps on that task that it can complete. But this is true for anything that you do in your office. Every role that different people on your team have, you should have SOPs specifically spelling out step by step how that role needs to be done. Because when you do replace somebody, they need to be able to look at this SOP and say, okay, here are the steps I need to do to accomplish that. So when it comes to AI, it all comes down to, what are the outcomes that you want? And, right now, the biggest one that we're using, one of the most popular ones right now we're using is speed to lead, using the chat AI. If someone responds to an ad on Facebook or Instagram, it's so important that you reach out to them as soon as possible, because what happens is now Facebook knows they're interested in that type of ad. They're going to start showing them other ads. This is why it's so important that you're doing videos and really doing what you can to build your brand, because if not, and other people are doing it, they're going to start showing them other people's content, and then they're going to respond to them. But let's say that they respond to one of your ads, but your team doesn't respond quick. They end up seeing somebody else's, they fill out a form on somebody else's ad, that team responds quicker, that's where they're going to go. But your team's busy doing this other stuff, which you need them to do, so they just didn't get to it. And also, the quicker you respond, the motivation's higher because they just fill that out. So it's so important. So with what we call our AICA, it can respond immediately, and we're just seeing unbelievable results. As a matter of fact, just one of our new clients today, he's an older gentleman. He just sent an email to us, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, this AI is incredible." One of our clients has been with us for, I think, 7 years now. He's in Mississippi. It's just a long-time client, just one of my favorite people in the world. I had a call with him recently, and he's like, "I've got to tell you, this AICA has been a game changer because it takes all the responsibility off my team for doing so much of this work." And so that's a great example of what's the outcome we want and how can we use AI to do that. So there are other things you can do. This is one, everybody listening to this, even if you're not a chiropractor, this is one thing that you can do. You can go to ChatGPT and tell it that you want it to build, that you need it to build a patient persona or profile, or a chiropractic patient persona or profile. Or if you're another business owner, you're doing more B2B type business, you want a business profile for XYZ type of business. And then you want to say, I need to know their problems, their pains, what do they want, what do they not want, and what have they tried? And what it'll do is it'll spit out this unbelievable, this great detailed patient profile. And what you can do is you take that and you save it as a Google Doc. You can actually go in. I've done training on this for all of our clients and stuff on building a custom GPT. You can then take that, build a custom GPT, and say, hey, anytime I want to do any kind of marketing, this is who you're writing the content for. If you want to do an email campaign or a newsletter, or you're going to do an email reactivation campaign, or you're creating your own ads, or you're doing video scripts, you're telling it to write the video scripts for this particular patient profile. And it knows what they've tried. It knows their problems. It knows how to speak directly to that person. So it's really pretty powerful. And it's something everybody listening to this should do. I actually have a couple of them. We have them for different businesses. We actually own a couple of different businesses. So we have them for each of our different types of clients we're trying to reach. We already have these built out. And so we can use ChatGPT to specifically speak to the needs and the problems and the pains and the desires of our ideal client. So that's something else that you can do. It's an outcome. Another thing that we can do right now, and here, I'll pull this up on my phone. We're rolling this out on a couple of clients right now, testing it out. But this is voice AI. I know that there's a lot of clients we've had in the past and we have right now that they may only have one CA or they don't have any CAs. They're kind of doing everything themselves. Well, how handy would it be to be able to have something like this?
Hi, I'm from ChiroCandy Marketing. Today I'll demonstrate how I can act as a customized voice AI agent for your practice. First, I'll ask a few questions about your business. Ready to start?
Sure.
Great. To kick things off, could you tell me your name?
My name is Alex.
Thank you, Alex. What's the best email to send you a recap of this demo and any details you might need afterward?
I'm not going to give you an email right now.
No worries, Alex. We can continue without it. What's the name of your business?
It is Sticker Chiropractic.
Thanks, Alex. Could you tell me a bit more about Sticker Chiropractic?
This call will be recorded. This call is no longer being recorded.
Sorry.
No problem at all. So, about Sticker Chiropractic, what types of customer interactions do you handle most often? Like booking appointments or answering inquiries?
Yeah, typically it's either a potential new patient calling the office or an existing patient wanting to reschedule or schedule an appointment.
Got it. So, would you prefer a friendly, formal, or casual tone when interacting with your customers?
I would say friendly, maybe even a little bit witty.
A friendly and witty tone sounds perfect. Is there any specific scenario or challenge you'd like me to demonstrate during the role play?
None that I can think of.
All right, let's dive into the role play then. I'll act as your voice AI assistant for Sticker Chiropractic. Here we go. Hello, and thank you for calling Sticker Chiropractic. This is your friendly voice AI assistant. How can I help you today?
I was wanting to see about scheduling a new patient appointment.
I'd be happy to help with that. Could you let me know the date and time you're looking for?
Well, first off, I'm a little hesitant. I've heard that chiropractic is a scam.
I understand your concern. Chiropractic care can be misunderstood, but many find it beneficial for pain relief and improved mobility. It's always a good idea to consult with a professional to see if it's right for you. Would you like more information about what we offer at Sticker Chiropractic?
What about children? I heard that you can have your children adjusted, and then other people say you're not supposed to.
It's a common question. Chiropractic care for children can be safe and beneficial, especially for issues like posture or minor injuries. However, it's crucial to consult with a qualified chiropractor who has experience with pediatric care. Would you like to discuss this further with one of our specialists at Sticker Chiropractic?
What do you know about Gonstead Chiropractic?
Gonstead Chiropractic is a specific approach that focuses on precise adjustments to the spine. It emphasizes thorough analysis and uses
Okay,
detailed
I'm
x-rays.
sorry. Excuse me. You know what? That sounds good. Do you have anything tomorrow morning?
Let me check that for you. How about an appointment at 10 a.m. tomorrow? Does that work for you?
Perfect.
Great. I've got you down for 10 a.m. tomorrow. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
How great would that be for your office? Now, maybe you have plenty of staff and you don't need somebody to do something like that, but that's where things are going. And what we're going to see is more and more small businesses using voice AI in their businesses because it frees up their team. You know, I worked in office for a couple of years for a chiropractor, and I wasn't doing front desk, that type CA work. I was typically out and about, marketing. Very often, you have your team working on, excuse me, specific things, and then the phone rings. They have to stop what they're doing, and you want them to pay attention to that phone call because that patient is very valuable. No matter if they're a brand new patient or an existing patient, that call could be worth 10 grand because not just of them coming in, accepting care, but their referrals that they may have, so on and so forth. The money that you make from that patient, you get to put back into ads and grow your practice. That patient is valuable. And if you lose them, they go somewhere else. Not only did you lose that patient and any referrals, that other office now has extra money to spend in marketing to grow even more. So it's valuable. So when they stop what they're doing and then they get on the phone, well, let's face it, sometimes they had a bad day. Or they had a bad night, or they didn't sleep well, or they're calling in sick, or they got in a fight with their boyfriend. And they don't always handle the calls the same way. The voice AI will handle the calls the same way. And you can train it. You can give it personality. We can make it witty or whatever it is. You're going to see more and more small businesses using things like this. It's just going to become more accepted. And that is so much better than press 1 for the front desk, press 2 for this, press 3 for this. It's such a better alternative, and it's very, very inexpensive to be able to do something like this. So that's just another example of how AI can be changing or will be changing marketing moving ahead in 2025. There's a lot of different trends. So between what they call agentic type AI. So these agents that will be performing tasks. Right now, we already have content stuff, whether it's, ChatGPT writing emails or Claude. I actually use Claude from Anthropic. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not. It's a great tool. It's very similar to ChatGPT. Seems to be a little more conversational. I use it in my Bible studies. Now, I don't go straight to Claude to do a Bible study, but in the mornings when I'm reading scripture, if I'm reading a certain story, I will sometimes ask Claude, hey, I just read Matthew 13, and it's talking about the parable of the seed and the sower. What can you tell me about that? And it'll break down. Some of the seed fell on rocky soil, some fell on thorny soil, some fell on good soil. It'll break it down, but you can ask it, okay, well, what does that represent? Are there any other analogies you can tell me about this? What is the Greek and the Hebrew and all this stuff? It'll go deep in that, but it's fascinating. So those are just more use cases of how we can use stuff like that. So those are things that's producing content, videos. Here's a great thing that you can do. I did a webinar here a while back on how to use 11 Labs and HeyGen to do video. Well, you can clone your voice in 11 Labs. And then you can have a series of B-roll video. This could be you with a patient, you doing an exam, you just standing at the front desk talking to your team, you at the gym. It could be just a bunch of different B-roll video that your team has on a Google Drive. And then they have your voice already cloned inside of 11 Labs. You can then go to Claude or go to ChatGPT or go to Perplexity or go to DeepSeek or all these other different tools out there. And you can say, I need a 30-second dialogue only video script speaking to my ideal, this chiropractic patient persona about nutrition or about cervical issues and headaches. And it will produce this dialogue only video script. And then your team can use HeyGen or NVIDIA or these different tools. They use the B-roll videos of you already. They upload the script. It converts it to your voice. And now you create these 30 to 40 second reels you can put on social media, and you're the one talking. It is in your voice. It's in your tone, and they see you in the videos. It's these B-rolls, and then there's other things that you can do in there. But that whole video was just made, and you didn't have to do anything because your team already had the B-roll video. They were able to get on ChatGPT or whatever to produce that, the script, and then use 11 Labs to produce the voice. And now your team can be doing weekly videos without you having to do anything. That's another great use case for using AI inside of your practice. So we're going to see more and more things like that, but we are going to see the tech improve. AI is never going to be worse than it is right now. It is only going to get better, and we're seeing it get better and better and better every single day. So I encourage you to stay up on this. Follow, if you haven't followed me before, follow us, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We work with chiropractors all over the world, and I have made it my mission to really stay on point and ahead of the curve on a lot of these tools, because if we can do it and it's going to get you better results, then that's what we want to implement, and that's what we want to bring to you. So we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks.